Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the 4th episode of the 3rd season of The Big Bang Theory. Hopefully, guys, been enjoying it so far. If you like what today's full episode, it is available for in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. She had a fun last episode. I actually really enjoyed Sheldon kind of training Penny. Basically, he was doing like an experiment to see if he could get her to do things and change her personalities by giving her treats, giving her chocolate. And obviously, Leonard wasn't happy with this. He refused to take part in it, but it was working, you know. She got a phone call while he was watching TV instead of her being loud, sat next to him. She got up and she went outside. She had a conversation. You know, she was cleaning the dishes. She was doing different little things and he was rewarding her and it was successfully working. She even managed to lower her tone when she was speaking to Sheldon because he's kind of like one monotone, isn't there? And I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun. Another thing that I thought was fun is the fact that Raj and Howard decided to dress up all gothic. You know, they was all in black. They got these fake sleeve tattoos on. They decided to go out, hit the clubs, try and pick up some women. Seemed like it was all going well until they said, yo, I've got a good idea. We should go and do something. Turns out it was get a new tattoo. As he's religious, he's the type of person that doesn't defecate his body, but he decided to kind of go for it. As soon as the needle hit him, bang, 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 yeah, he literally stood up, was like, no, can't do this, we're frauds, you know what I mean? The girls was like, sat this, mate, we're leaving. And then basically it was just left to them two to create their own story for the night, in case anybody ever asked what actually went down. And he obviously twisted and turned it all into their favour, so that was quite funny as well. Good episode, the last one, did enjoy it. Hopefully today's is just as good. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
This movie baffles me every time we watch it.
What do you mean?
The instructions are very clear. Don't feed the gremlins after midnight. How hard is that?
He's not wrong, is he?
Hi, guys. Hi, honey.
Hey. Oh, we're honey now, are we?
Thus distinguishing him from those she calls sweetie, usually in an attempt to soften a thinly veiled insult.
You're boring people, sweetie.
Celebrating Columbus Day?
We're watching Goonies, Gremlins, and Young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you know, that reminds me. I usually go back to Nebraska for Thanksgiving, but this year they're calling it off on account of my brother's trial. You know, you'd actually like my brother. He's kind of a chemist. Anyway, I was thinking I'd have Thanksgiving here, and you are all invited.
Will you be serving cranberry jelly or cranberry sauce?
I guess I could serve both.
You guess? You don't seem to have much of a handle on this.
Raj, what about you?
Oh, he usually comes to my house, right, pal?
This
year you don't have to eat the Tabrisca, Phil.
So what's going on with Raj?
He's getting deported.
What do you mean he's getting deported?
deported.
I believe it means that the U.S. government is going to expel him from the country.
Penny, would you mind stepping outside so we can speak to him?
Fine. But the man really needs to work on his girl issues.
Sorry, I lost my cool. So, what's going on?
6 months ago, my research testing the predicted composition of trans-Neptunian objects ran into a dead end. So my visa's only good as long as I'm employed at the university. And when they find out I've got squat, they're going to cut me off.
Wait, what have you been doing for the past 6 months?
You know, checking email. Updating my Facebook status.
And you've continued to take the university's money under false pretenses? Highly unethical for an astrophysicist.
Back to India, it's hot and loud and there's so many people.
Guys, think, how do we keep Raj in the country?
Have to get him employed.
Why doesn't he just get another job?
What are you asking me for? I don't know if you can talk now or not.
I mean, have you ever seen pictures of India? Man, how many people live there? It's mad. How big is that country, actually? You know, I'd love to see it on a map. I've never actually searched for it. I just see the size of it because the vast amount of people that you see in photos, you know, vlogs, and videos, TV, it's hectic. You see it, don't you? Like, all stood on trains, all outside the windows and everything. Like, there's so many people. I would hate it. Honestly, I really would. But I actually would love to go. Like I said, it's one of the best tasting foods anyway in the world. Like, I absolutely love Indian food, and I'd love to see obviously how that total opposite way of living and busyness from where I live to they live would be. I think it'd be really interesting. But is it not as well in the US? If you wanted to go over there and live there, you need a visa. But can you only work there for like 1 year and then you have to go back to your country unless somebody actually sponsors you so that you can stay there for a longer period of time? Do you know what I mean? Because if I wanted to go over to the US, I'd be able to get a visa, but it's only valid for like 6 months or something. And then after that, unless somebody gives me a sponsored working visa or something like that, you have to just go back home. So maybe that's a position that he's in.
Big Mac? All you can get is the chicken Maharaja Mac. And the special sauce? Curry. Which, in India, believe you me, is really not that special.
Hello, Raj.
Hey, Sheldon.
Forgive me, as you know, I'm not adept at reading facial cues, but I'm going to take a stab here. You're either sad or nauseated. Elbow macaroni with ground hamburger and tomato sauce.
Oh, beefaroni. I think I'll miss you most of all. We believe cows are gods.
Not technically. In Hinduism, cattle are thought to be like God.
Do not tell me about my own culture, Sheldon. In the mood I'm in, I'll take you out. I swear to God.
Your entire life seems to be crumbling around you, and your future appears bleak at best. You're wrong about Hinduism and cows.
Guess what? Professor Laughlin is looking for someone to join the Stellar Evolution research team.
You're kidding? That's fantastic.
Come on, what are you waiting for? Call him and set up an interview.
Giving up on those trans-Neptunian objects, are we?
I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to work with you on your tremendously exciting and not yet conclusively disproved hypothesis.
I'm sorry, am I late?
No, right on time. Dr. Kuthapali, may I present Dr. Millstone from MIT. She'll be heading up our data analysis team.
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Kuthapali.
You'd say you got something in your throat.
Correct for the selection bias.
Well, I ran a simulation allowing me to correct for the observational efficiency. Would you like to hear more about it in my hot tub?
Do you know what? I've actually never thought about how he lives his day-to-day life. Like, I've obviously always known that he's unable to speak to women, and I mean, usually the women that we see is either Leslie, Penny, or the parents, pretty much. But I've never thought of it extended outside of that into the work environment, or even in the shops or anything. Do you know what I mean? Just walking around the mall, like, it actually is crazy.
You know, he's British, I'm Indian. Ever since Gandhi, they haven't liked us very much.
Are you saying that he discriminated against you? Because we should file a complaint.
Well, that's okay. Complaint's been filed.
I'm really gonna miss you.
Will you come visit me in India?
Gee, that's like a 17-hour flight. How about I meet you halfway?
Halfway is 600 miles off the coast of Japan.
Tell you what, we'll Skype.
But never fear. Like the subordinate male protagonist in countless action movies who disappears halfway through the second reel, I have returned to save the day. Got some extra money from the head of the department, and Raj can come work for me.
You want me to work with you?
For me. Yeah.
You're going to have to listen more carefully when you're on the job.
I'd rather swim buck naked across the Ganges with a paper cut on my nipple and die a slow, agonizing death from a viral infection than work with you. Sheldon, are you busy?
Of course I'm busy.
Shall I wait?
Yes, please. May I help you?
I've reconsidered your offer to let me work with you.
For me.
At all times, I'm to be treated as a colleague and an equal. Second, my contributions shall be noted in all published materials. And third, you are never allowed to lecture me on Hinduism or my Indian culture.
I reject them all.
Then you leave me no choice. I accept the job.
I'm simply affording you the opportunity to apply for it. That's what you wear to an interview?
Come on, dude, we've been friends for years.
Oh, pulling strings, are we? Bazinga! You've fallen victim to another one of my classic practical jokes.
Now that Raj is working for Sheldon, I don't have to chauffeur him around anymore. Plus, yeah, with them working late so much, we get some privacy.
He's gonna walk in.
Oh, God, how did he know?
Hello? Am I interrupting?
Yeah.
Guess I should have called.
Yeah, maybe.
Tonight's the night I usually go line dancing with Raj at the Palomino. Okay, I guess I can hang for a little while. So, what are we watching? Sex and the City. Maybe all our periods will synchronize.
Designing an experiment to look for the annihilation spectrum resulting from dark matter collisions in space.
Ooh, dark matter. We better bring a flashlight.
I make the jokes.
Sheldon,
What?
I need an aspirin.
Top desk drawer.
Thank you.
All right? Yes. Good.
See, right, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I actually physically don't understand what they get employed to do. Like, I mean, I do get it in terms of they're there to figure out different things, but, like, I just don't get how anybody pays them to do it. Like, I don't know how I can explain it. Like, if he's getting paid every day to stand there and look at that board or something like that, like, That's just mad to me, honestly. Like, once something's cracked, then it's obviously groundbreaking, world changing. But half the time, well, this show, it makes it look like they do nothing. Like, I literally don't see any of them do anything apart from stare at boards. And also what I don't understand is he's trying to solve an equation that did he not write out himself? Like, which I kind of don't understand as well. Like, you know, because how would he know what to write if he didn't know what it was? But I understand, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how he could figure out something. How can you write all those colours? It's like when you go to school, isn't it? You know, if you watched, is it Good Will Hunting? I think it is, or whatnot, with Matt Damon in it, when he's dead smart. You know, they put all the equations on the board and he comes in, and he sees it, and he goes over and solves it. I get that, because it's somebody who's looked at something that they've not wrote themselves, and then they've answered it, they found the solution. You know, if Sheldon didn't put that equation on the board, then it was Raj who come in and seen it and sorted it out, I would get it. But he's wrote it down himself, so I don't understand what he's trying to figure out. Do you know what I mean? But again, I say it all the time, it looks like they don't do anything in the job on this show anyway.
Thank you.
Oh, Leonard, honey, you don't have to say thank you every time we have sex.
Tomorrow you're gonna get a card in the mail, just throw it away.
Top of the morning to you. Well, usually on Sundays I go with Raj to scam on hippie chicks at the farmer's market, but he's still working with Sheldon, so I thought I'd come over here and make you guys scrambled eggs and salami. By the way, I couldn't help overhearing your big finish. Bravo.
Howard, we need to talk.
Sure. Sup, Holmes?
Please understand that it's not that we don't want you around, but Penny and I occasionally need some alone time.
I'll get out of your way. You're gonna want to eat those eggs while they're still hot. There's lox and cream cheese in the fridge. The bagels are in the oven. I was warming them up.
Should let him have his breakfast.
Are we terrible people?
I don't know.
Get him. Bring him back.
Howard, come back.
No, you guys had me scared.
I thought he was going to come in when she said it.
I'm the astrophysicist. Astro means space.
Astro means star.
Okay, you got me there, but you're wrong about this.
There's a fine line between wrong and visionary. Unfortunately, you have to be a visionary to see it. First of all, Dr. Kuthapali, when I first proposed that you work with me,
So I am working with you.
in this context, with me means for me.
Yeah, well, in this context,
Give me the eraser.
no.
I said, give it to me.
Come and get it.
Oh, Lord.
You're not my superior.
I am in every way.
Oh, yeah? Can you do this? Nice working with you. For you.
Raj. Raj. I looked over the board, and it turns out you were right.
So you were wrong.
I didn't say that.
That's the only logical inference.
Nevertheless, I didn't say it. Would like you to come back and work for me. In this context, for me could mean with me. You have to drive me home.
How did you get here?
I walked.
So walk home.
I can't. There's a big dog outside. On the way home, we can start thinking about methods of optimizing the detector for 500 GeV particles.
All right.
You know what's funny is, like, adding the music and slow-mo makes them all look cooler, doesn't it? It does actually make you look a bit cooler. It's like when you see the, you know, in movies when, like, the gang are all walking together and then they blow a bit of, like, fire balls in the sky, you know what I mean? Birds fly off. In reality, they're just walking at normal speed and just the birds just flew across. But when you stick it in slow-mo, they look cool, don't they? They really do. Now, Sheldon, you know, if he wants Raj to work with him or for him, whatever he wants to do, if they're a team, surely they're not going to be sharing that small little office, are they? Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not exactly small, but you wouldn't think that he would move in and they'd work together in one little area. You would have thought that he'd have his own place and he'd do his own research. You know, they're not going to do every task and address it as a unit. No, it's good that he helped him as a friend and obviously zingered him, which is funny because and sometimes I guess that he's joking. I didn't actually guess that he was joking then. I thought he was going to go through the whole thing and then just give him the job. But that is literally Sheldon all over in it. The thing is, though, it is kind of it's interesting to see the ripple effect that someone has. You know what I mean? Like, so when he was working his old job and he was doing his own life, you know, every single person kind of had their own schedule. you know, he used to meet him on Sundays, he used to do this on weekdays, and, you know, everybody kind of like rotated around and they had their own little cliques going and events and social things. And then you take one piece of the jigsaw kind of out, and then you just got everybody kind of floating in midair. They don't really know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And it seems like Howard is the one that was suffering the most, really, from him working with Sheldon. They are kind of more together as well, to be honest. They're like their tag team, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? You got Sheldon and Lennon on one side, you got Raj and Howard on the other. They seem to be together collectively, mostly when they're on screen time. He's always been on whispering to him, and he's the one relaying it. I wonder if we're going to do anything with it moving forward, or it's just going to be like today's episode, it was this, and then when we go forward, he's just back at work, and there's going to be no real aftermath of the, you know, of the time. But I don't know, it's decent. I don't think it was as great as the other ones that we've recently had, but, you know, it's good enough so far. And I think that's been a good start to the season, so let's see how it goes. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, guys enjoyed it. So, 4 episodes in the bag. What do you think? Has it been the best start to a season so far? Has it been the worst start to a season so far? I personally think that season 2 has been the best season so far. I'm interested to see, obviously, what 3 brings us, but I don't think it started as strong, but I've actually enjoyed the episodes. You know, I feel like this season has been kind of similar to the start of season 1, where I was explaining that I'm sitting here and enjoying it, and I'm smiling. There's a lot of, you know, like clips that I like kind of like enjoy and grin at, but there's not many clips that make me ha ha ha, you know, if that makes sense. But that picked up in after, you know, the first 3 episodes in the first season. I feel like second season I enjoyed it and had more last rock and rolling through it. And now obviously again, this season we've had a little bit of mixture between them. And the thing I'm excited for the most, to be honest, is what we do with Penny and Leonard. To be honest, it seems like we're committing to them being in a relationship, and you know, I wonder how long this actually lasts. Is it going to be a willy won't all the way through, or is it going to be a Chandler and Monica? When we pulled the trigger, it stayed consistent. You know what I mean? That's the exciting bit for me, honestly. It really is. And then once their relationship is confirmed and they're fully a couple, maybe we can give Raj, you know, a girlfriend. We can give Howard one. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking that Sheldon's ever going to be in a relationship. He doesn't seem the type of person that actually engages or cares about, obviously, a companion. He just wants to stick to himself, be his own person. And, you know, I couldn't fully see him being with somebody. It'd be well strange to see, wouldn't it? Although I would love to see Sheldon 1 and Sheldon 2.0 mate together. Imagine them, like a power couple of 2 Sheldons. It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? It'd be really interesting. But that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like. It really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.